Hey, episode what, 6 now? I think we're on 6. So we're gonna do forestry today. You can say hello, Grog. Hey, Grog.
Hello.
Graugger is doing Tech Reborn, I think, is what mod he's working on. Alright, so we're going to do forestry things. Even though I can't hear the game run at all. Let me mess with my audio. Can I hear things now? No, I can hear the game, it's just I can't hear everything. That's strange. It's one of those magical things where... Yeah, we can use some music. Music sounds like a good idea. Okay, so first thing with forestry thing, we need power. So we're going to use forestry for power to get power, and then power its machines, then make a tree farm. So that way we don't have to mine trees by hand, which then we could use the charcoal as a supplementary power system, or just flat out wood if we need it. So that means we're going to need, if I recall right, a fermenter, a squeezer, and a couple biogas engines. So let's start with the squeezer, which we're going to need some glass for. Good thing is we still have some glass from yesterday. And might have to smelt some tin here. Here's some tin dust. Still haven't got a huge amount of resources here. And we got some annoying sheep over here. Sheep. Also, something from last time, I decided to burn down a couple of the houses over here. Yeah, they were getting in the way, so they went goodbye. Got some mining done. Didn't really do like a lot. I mean, been pretty laid back. Playing Mech Warrior. Trying to get free items in Mech Warriors. There's a tournament going on right now. Or not a tournament, like whatever they call it.
The items aren't free. You have to pay with rage.
Well, they don't cost credits, which is nice. MC is in that game is a pain to get because it's like 700 for a single skin.
I don't know if you include beating the medical bills for your head from beating your head against the keyboard. It's pretty expensive.
Oh no, I got good insurance. It's still cheaper. Actually, I think my insurance sucks pretty bad. Oh well, let's go ahead and we want a squeezer, which means we need a sturdy case. I'm actually going to make 2 of these if I can pull that back up, because we're going to need another one for the fermenter, which we'll need some gears for as well. We need some more glass too while we're at it. Which means I need to toss some cobblestone in here so we get some sand. Oh, that has a sound effect. It's actually not bad. That's somewhat pleasant. I say that and it's just going to probably get annoying after a while.
I need to plant a new crop somewhere.
Just wipe out one of the wheat farms. We don't need them all. Frankly, since we got an automated one over here, you could wipe out all the wheat farms because we have the one and I don't plant.
Oh. Huh. You said wipe out one of the wheat farms. I accidentally started working on the wheat farm that's automated.
Okay, what crop you need to plant?
Canola.
Are you going to do canola power?
Tab nabbit. Quit spoiling it.
You can use the automated farm. You just gotta put a coal power generator next to it. I'll build another one because I need to do a couple crops here.
I'll use this one over here that has wheat and potatoes in it.
Yeah, that works. Gears, which means I need iron. There's some pulverized iron. I really like this twin split furnace thing. I gotta do something similar to this for a client here later. He wants to have a vanilla style furnace that's charcoal powered that runs twice the speed and does twice the items. Although his, I think the intention he wants to use it for is to make oil inside of it, so you use it like kind of how you do in Ark Survival where you mix leather with oil.
I would make it out of brick.
Well, he didn't. To be honest, if he wants it made out of brick, I'll make it out of brick. I mean, the textures I got though are for vanilla style furnace though, so that's what he's getting. And if he wants something different, he pays for it. So Okay, so we need a fermenter. So we got a squeezer and fermenter. So I believe how it works is we can put carrot juice into the squeezer, pump it from there into the fermenter, and then you put like potatoes and carrot juice, and that's how we're gonna do power. At least that's how I remember how it works. But the last time I played it was, I think, might have been 1.7 or 1.8. I can't remember which. We'll need a place to do this. No, Graugger, I like the roof of your building. I'm gonna borrow it. So we'll need carrots to go in this guy. This guy will need power, which means we're gonna need cables. What do we have for cables? You know, that might be the biggest problem altogether, is I don't think we have a good power. I know, wait, we have thermal expansion. Does thermal expansion come with conduits? I don't, maybe they're not called conduits, they're called cables now? Yes, we have cables. Cool. Okay, so we're not using those. Hey, Graugger, you know if the insulated copper cables will work for forestry? Okay, I'm gonna get some.
Apparently.
Yeah, they connect, so, that'll work. Let me pick this up. And what do you break them with? Just a pickaxe? Okay, that works. So put the cables back here. And then we're gonna go borrow the power generator from the AE system until we get enough power to run the AE system. Oh, that's right. I need both hands free to pick up stuff. Okay.
Alas, maybe the tech reborn water mills could be used for the AE system. I'm not sure how they work. Because
I'm assuming
the really old IC2 ones, you had to manually put water buckets in. You couldn't automatically feed them.
Well, that's automation, man. I can do that.
You can't automate them, is what I was saying, because you need to manually put the buckets in. They would not accept an exterior input.
Yeah, that was a recent change though in the mod, because I remember the 1.6 and 1.5 version that wasn't a thing.
It was a thing in 1.5, but when they went to 1.6, they changed it.
Okay, maybe I remember the wrong version. My memory of the older versions is a little sketchy because, well, that was when I was beating my head against the table working for the Universal Electricity team, so anything before that, I don't remember well.
No, I just thought of a generator that you could mod. I don't know how complex it would be. But looking at these fairies, I thought of, okay, so you have a block that would be like gravel, and you'd have the generator block. And the greater the distance between the two, the more power it generates. But you can't have anything beneath the gravel block, so you have to keep it in the air with a mob.
Elaborate a little bit more on that. Like, what we're doing, like sticking the mob underneath the gravel block?
Yes, so the block would be affected by gravity, but but not exactly like a gravel block, because it needs to be able to be held up by entities.
We could throw that in the name of science mod, because I mean that's meant to be a mad science type of mod, and that sounds like something a mad scientist would do. Because in order to balance that, I would have to drain something from the entity, whether that be HP, stamina, or something, which means the entity will eventually die. Or I make it incredibly weak and like very underpowered, which then the entity wouldn't die, but then you wouldn't get anything good out of it. That's kind of like the hamster wheel ideal. You would get some power, but not like a huge amount.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just...
Because I'm looking at these fairies, and it's like they're flying in the air. That's an that's an exertion of energy. We could harness that.
Yeah, it's an exertion of force. I have an ideal. Remove the gravel block ideal from it, because I mean that's unnecessary. But what we do is we make a little 1x1 block cage thing, and what the fairy will do is push up against the top of the cage, so you would watch the top of the cage go up and down like a piston kind of, and you're exerting force, and with that exertion of force you use something like a quartz crystal, and a quartz crystal, when force is exerted on it, will generate power. It's how the old style radios worked before we kind of mastered electricity. Or mastered portable electricity is what I meant to say, because I mean you have to have electricity to make radios work. but you could take a crystal, and when a crystal is exerted with force, it does things. So this will make it a really weak powered system, and theoretically we could do a whole bunch of stuff with it as well. We could do all kinds of cool things.
But I would think a larger cage, because I mean you could use things like a blaze in it, for instance, or a ghast.
All I have to do is make it dynamic, so where you put multiple blocks next to each other, they all form together as a connected system. Or you could wrench right click to connect them, because that's something we did in Resident Induction. We could wrench right click things together, and it would connect, and you could do a lot with it. I mean, we had gears you could make 50 blocks by 50 blocks. These things were, oh my god, amazing. I love those things. Although they would crash the server occasionally, but they were kind of cool.
You know, I could see some fool trying to catch the wither in a cage like that and generating power from a wither.
I mean, we can play around with it. So these are the type of things I want to put in the name of Science Mod, because they're things that are so abnormal and so strange, things that you wouldn't normally think of, but they make perfect sense. But they wouldn't be something that would be standardized. So these would all be like prototype experimental devices. So they wouldn't be industrial grade devices. But there's other things we could do. Like we could do like an essence extractor where you put a mob in there and it slowly eats its essence away as power. You could build a gas generator where a cow just farts methane and you just feed it crops all day.
Did you do the pig turbine?
I haven't done like almost any power generation yet.
Okay, you have the pig turbine down now, right?
I am not sure.
The pig turbine, you know, the thing that's like the medieval flour mills where they'd have the donkey running in circles, except you use a pig with
yeah, I got that one
carrot
written
on
down.
a stick in front of them.
How we transfer fluids between machines?
Pipe or bucket.
Well,
List.
do we have item? Oh no, wait. It Actual Editions I think has something for this.
Fluid duct.
Yeah, they have a fluid hopper and stuff. They have fluid ducts?
Fluid duct is 2 copper ingots and 1
Oh,
lead.
that's what they're called. I was looking for the thermodynamics pipes earlier, but I forgot they're called ducts.
Just remember, you'll need a servo.
Oh yeah.
And the servo is glass, 2 iron nuggets, 2 iron ingots, and 1 redstone. So the basic ones are pretty cheap.
What are the viaducts?
You don't remember the viaduct from your mod pack. The thing that you got into and flew like 350 meters through a pipe.
Oh, we may have to make some of these. I kind of missed thermal expansion of some. That's what I thought they almost were the cryo-stabilized fluid ducts. That's what I thought they were for a second. One important thing to note, though, is I think a couple of the thermal expansion recipes are broken because of modularity. So we won't be able to craft everything. Why does this have a shift for detail and everything? Okay, so that's a fluid duct, so that's what we want. I'm happy my recording software can't see all the notifications I get in the bottom right-hand corner, because I just got spammed by Google notifications.
Bam!
It's just people wanting to add me to their LinkedIn network, but I don't really like to talk to people on the network. Okay, so I want, do we want opaque or, I'll build the glass one. So it's basically copper and glass. So that's pretty cheap. Can't tell if they've decreased their recipes a little bit, but it's been...
Well, I think the opaque ones will probably have less impact on our FPS.
How are you doing FPS?
Fine, but we don't have anything right now.
Okay, I'll make, I need lead then.
Should have plenty of lead ore.
We have galena, but galena has to be centrifuged.
No, we should have lead ore.
Yeah, I found it, pulverized lead.
What was I doing? Oh yeah. Wait, what was I doing? Oh yeah.
If you want, you can harvest all my rice there. I plan to go a little bit over the top with slime blocks here later. Just a little bit. I have an evil idea, and I wanna try it, and we will do this later because it will be awesome, and I don't want to reveal it on the Let's Play.
Narwhals swimming in the ocean.
We'll get a copyright infringement on YouTube. I'm joking. We really won't.
The next thing you know,
nah, it's if anything, we can claim parody. So,
dude, you got an infringement mark for the bloomin' Castle Crashers.
well, yeah, that's because of the background music. It's the reason I don't turn the music on in games anymore, because it's an automated system that's hitting you. It's not a person. It's an automated system. And apparently, that song is copyrighted on YouTube in such a way that you can't use it. And even though that's the game it comes from, so I just the easiest solution is just turn the audio off. The reason I usually leave the Minecraft audio on, but I flipped it on because I think we're safe on using it. Anyways, I need a servo. Servo. I don't remember how to do this. I don't even remember how to spell a servo. Oh man, it's been that long. Climbing gloves. Climb any surface while on your hotbar or offhand. Right click the toggle. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Speaking of which, the offhand type of tools, I'm going to make the grappling hook work in the offhand here when I update it. So you'll be able to grappling hook fly through the air while using your primary tool. I think people will love that. Servo spelled with an E. That's the reason I couldn't remember what it was. So I just need a basic one.
Basic what?
A basic servo. So they're nuggets and redstone, so they're not too bad. Hopefully get enough power here so I can start putting up the refined storage system, and then we can just use that.
I need some iron ingots.
Hold on, I'll throw some in the chest here. Although they're literally like everywhere when it comes to stuff. Okay, so I need to right-click this on this guy. And how do you extract? Is it just automatic?
Hmm?
Enable if high, ignore redstone, which is what we want to do. So then we just need to get carrots in this thing, which I have some carrots, and I have some potatoes. So we can test to see if the system works before we try to pipe it all up and make it do its thing. Before I do what I did in RJ server and build so many that we lagged out. So, squeezer, potatoes. How are we doing on power? Oh, we're doing great on power.
You got snow powder!
No, I don't have any wolves.
To get new wolves.
We should get a Nick mod on here, and I should rename myself Lehman Russ, and we should get like 1,000 wolves, and then just come over the ridge line out somebody's base really quick and just like freak them out. Oh, yeah. Why did I drop my pick for? Okay, so we got to deal with the mulch, and what was that? Oh, you built one of those things. I already have one of those things.
How you turn it off?
Turn the redstone off.
How?
Just pick it up. Right here, this is what that is. It's set on.
Use it?
There's a button, so you just toss stuff in front of it. I put your machine back in the chest, by the way. But you can click it with a redstone torch, is what the tooltip says. So hold a redstone torch to toggle it, and you can change what mode it's in. So this is in pulse mode. What am I missing? This engine requires fuel to run. Replenish the fuel. What do you mean fuel? What is it? What? How? What? No fuel. More liquid resources needed to be supplied for the operation. What? I think they changed the recipe.
What? What do you mean they changed your recipe for what?
It's not working. Show recipes. Okay, I found the recipe system. Oh, yeah, I forgot. It needs mulch.
You bloody fool!
But I completely forgot. I mean, it's an honest...
You bloody fool!
honest mistake. Okay, let's get some item ducks so I don't have to go do the hard way. Man, I actually love this rain sound. It's so much nicer than the earlier versions. I might go extract the audio file out of Minecraft and then just play it on a loop to fall asleep. So I want an opaque item duct, which is lead and tin. Wow, their recipes are really cheap.
And then suddenly, copyright infringement.
At least the good thing is when I get hit by copyright infringements, YouTube's system is actually pretty good. Can I put... No, you can't put two in the same spot. That means I need something like this. And then I will need a chest of some kind to extract the mulch and store it.
Well, at least you don't need a gingerbread man.
Yeah, we gotta go play that game later.
No, we gotta play Mech Warrior.
Well, yeah, Mech Warrior first, then that game.
No, Mech Warrior, then Mech Warrior.
Yeah. All the DACA. I'm doing pretty good with that linebacker now.
Yeah.
There we go. So we get this all set up, and servo there. Then I put another servo here, another servo there, and we auto-store the mulch in there. And even though I like the weather, let's turn it down a little bit so I can hear myself talk. I got some of those really big beefy headphones on. Even though they're like really crappy and they're really cheap and they really hurt my ears, they do actually work and they do insulate audio really well. So I need this, and then I want a servo. I don't have enough glass. What is it with everybody's obsession of using glass in crafting recipes recently? I just noticed that is that in older mods you'll notice they won't use glass like whatsoever in recipes, but in newer mods you'll see glass in like almost every other recipe now. So ignore redstone. Ignore redstone. Okay, so that sucks the mulch into here, which then will suck the mulch into that. Now we just need to have an input for carrots and an input for this, and then we output as power into a biogas generator.
That's a coal generator.
Well, I'm using a biogas generator. I mean, using a coal generator. Words. I'm using the coal generator temporarily because, well, I need to power the system until I get enough fuel to actually run itself. Because, well, running itself may not be easy. Yeah, it's looking good so far. So now we want to just get a couple more chests. Go ahead and put these up here temporarily. Put a chest up. And then what I'll do is I'll probably run this via the refined storage system later. That way it's automated completely and in much easier fashion. That does mean we'll have to keep a backup generator on standby in case we run out of power. Carrots. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, I need some wood. I already have wood. Why did I walk all the way over here for? Your forgetfulness is contagious, Graugger.
What?
You went what you were doing earlier, and now it's contagious. Now I can't remember what I was doing.
What were we doing?
Science, I think, is what we were doing.
Long night.
Ow. Okay, so item ducts. It means I'll need 2 more servos for this. I probably should just build some hoppers, but the item ducts do seem to be a bit cheaper.
Eggs.
We're not doing any exterminations today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll go pillage something. Oh, I need more nuggets. If I can remember the recipe.
Vault 117 experiment. We're going to lock 1,000 people in a vault with one Dalek.
You know the Dalek would probably get bored after a while. I put the right things right. Yeah, those are item ducts. So that means we can put carrots in this chest, potatoes in this one, and we should now get a supply of this. What do we get for fluid storage? We do have some tanks available.
What was I doing?
That's right. None of the modularity recipes work. Forestry rain tank. There's a quantum storage tank.
I need some bone.
What is a quantum storage tank?
It's a deep storage unit from Greg Tech for liquids.
Well, it doesn't seem to be Greg Techified, so I just need some obsidian, so I'm gonna go find some. I'm pretty sure I saw some at the bottom of the tunnel down here. I like how you fall down this ladder really fast, and then you hit one of these ladders, and it's like, we're gonna go down really slow until you point straight down. Oh, I think I figured it out. Okay, so if you're pointing at the wall, it's really slow. If you point down, it's really... That's pretty ingenious, actually. Because what the game is then doing is detecting intent, and I don't know if that's vanilla or not. That might be like Quirk. I think Quirk might do a lot of that kind of stuff. I saw...
Any skeletons down there?
I haven't seen any. I really haven't seen a lot of mobs spawn underground recently, so...
I need some bone.
Well, best luck is just to wait till nighttime and then go outside the base, because there's tons of them outside the base.
Don't you want...
The song plays way too often. Okay, this is not what I was looking for, but I'm going to go this way anyways, because I want to see what's down here.
These are not the droids we are looking for.
Oh, did somebody come through here?
What? What makes you say that, Dark?
Well, this isn't ominous at all.
What?
I found this... I don't know what this is.
Ow!
It's like, it's made out of archaic bricks, but there's nothing in here. It's like a jar.
Where?
Underground. Follow that tunnel that goes off to like its little own at the very bottom. That's what I was heading for, because I thought that was where the obsidian was, but
I kind of just fell down into the cliff town here.
Cliff town.
Yeah, down the cliff. I walked off the edge of the cliff because I was trying to find you, thinking you were above ground.
Oh, I'm underground. So like, if you go underground where that big set of tunnels are, there's this little tunnel that goes off to the south here, and I followed it up, and there's like this like crypt building thing.
How far down?
Very bottom.
Of the first ladder or all the ladders?
All the ladders. Yeah, I'll build like a tube or an elevator. I really want to build an elevator because it would be kind of cool. And I've been thinking about doing like one of those 1x1 mineshaft elevators you see in movies, because it would be pretty. It would be pretty easy to program, and then it would be kind of nice to just be able to go up and down. And there's.
Yeah, I'm down here, Dirk.
Yeah. So if you, I don't see you.
Your map is zoomed.
Oh yeah, I see you then. Okay. So there's like this tunnel that goes off to the south in the middle of the big long stretch of things. Yeah, right here. So there's this tunnel that goes off to the south. And I was looking down this because I think there's somebody down here mining in our tunnels, but I'm not quite sure. So I was trying to follow it up to see if it went to somebody's base, because it's understandable if somebody's building too close to us that we're going to have people in our tunnels. But this is what I found over here. I don't know what it is. I think it's just decorative world gen, because I've found a few of these before, and I haven't found anything in them. I need an audio indication for that.
There's iron right here.
Yeah, I see it. Oh,
Ow! Okay, that is not typical.
It's a reskinned villager zombie. And there's a skeleton somewhere around here. I think we found all the villagers. Let me put my food back on my hotware.
Ah!
Mr. Bones?
No, creeper.
Well, that was I can't.
That was a blast.
Yeah, I was thinking of a joke and you beat me to it. A little slow today.
Mithril.
Yeah, I stopped mining mithril because it's not useful. The stuff we're kind of looking for is like the quartz right here and diamonds. But I'm going to go back to the surface because the only thing I was coming down here for was obsidian. I haven't found any, and I think the way out's this way. Where is the way out? Yeah, here it is. Okay, have fun mining. Try not to die. Although we have gravestone mod on here, so it's like death is not like punishing.
You found what?
I didn't find anything. I was saying I'm going back to go find some obsidian so I can go craft whatever this quantum storage tank is.
I think you have to power them.
Well, we'll find out. I mean, that's the whole point of science, is to do things that you don't know the answer for. Although this isn't really science, this is more of like knowledge seeking, but science would be like, does it explode if we put dynamite in it?
Don't make me remind you about that certain spectrum.
What?
The spectrum that a certain scientist used to like.
Confused?
Had talked about on his show. Bill Nye.
Oh. You know, I think he got pressured in doing that, so it's not his fault.
Science.
Because what he does isn't science. He's a teacher. People misunderstand that. Even though he is technically a scientist, he's more of a teacher than he's a scientist, and it's now he's a celebrity. So it's even worse. But he's still a great guy, even if his new show is not very good. I don't think any new show he makes is going to be as good as the old one, though, because that's just it's one of those things where it was likable just because it was different, and now it doesn't fit with the modern views and times and culture.
Modern views.
Well, a lot of things don't. Like, you watch the Terminator movies now, they're not as good as they were like if you watched them back in the 90s. Although I didn't watch them until like 2000, so... Alright, so we get this stuff, go up here, craft a quantum tank, store some biomass, and then we can power, hopefully the forestry, I didn't walk up ladders enough time, but power the forestry farms, and that way we can automate some trees and some other good, nice crops. I wonder if we can automate the resourceful crops, because frankly, I don't want to do any of that by hand. Definitely need an elevator. Although I think the zoom tubes would be nicer, rather the vacuum ducts. I forgot zoom tubes are from Z-Masters mod. We should convince him to update the 112.
Ha! He doesn't even get on here.
I know. I miss him getting on. Though I think he's a bit busy finishing off his engineer. Actually, didn't he just graduate? I don't remember. We should have his computer engineering degree, I think.
Maybe he got dragged off by a cat.
Well, I know he's over there working in Boston, and I think he's having problems with Z-Master, or not that. Zero words. I can't speak them today.
Explainate.
I'm not on camera. That's a his thing.
Ew.
Okay, so let's get back to quantum storage stuff here. So we need a bucket.
Quantitate.
Nah. Okay, actually we'll just do this and easy button the recipe. So I think we can just put this over here. Let me place it down. I can't open it.
Ha!
There's no GUI. Let's put it here, and if you're right, then it does need to be powered. Then no, it doesn't connect to cables. So I don't think it needs to be powered. I just think there's no GUI on it. Unless I'm misunderstanding how this works. So I'm going to assume the mod's ID is quantum. So there's a quantum tank, a quantum barrel. He's got a crafting machine. He's got reinforced chests, quantum storage unit, quantum crafter. I wonder if you need the quantum storage unit. Render upgrade, shift click on the DSU to allow special rendering, shift click on the DSU to allow void express. Maybe you have to like right click on them. Infinite water tank, oh that's nice. Creative upgrade, there's a trash can, there's a fluid trash can. Actually, those are nice too. I have a feeling like it's an unfinished mod, but I just don't know. So we want a fluid duct. And then we want to funnel it from this guy, which means we need a servo, to the tank, and hopefully the tank is not like some glitchy thing and doesn't steal all our resources. Wait, this mod also had... Oh, that's quirk. I was like, what does that mod have?
Tricka!
I'm happy his mods are not updated.
What do you mean?
They're not updated to 112 as far as I know. At least I haven't heard Reka complain about it. I'm pretty sure if he updated 112, I would hear about it. Okay, it's emptying, so it does something. It just there's no user feedback on it. So let me go back to look at the mod, and I want to say we wanted a render upgrade, but they're not craftable. Maybe you need a crafting machine. Which needs a crate. I like how the crate says do not use. This guy needs some tooltips, so I'm gonna say it'll work. Now what we just want to do is we want to funnel its resources out. And not right here. Let's say, yeah, let's just bring the... Where do we want to bring the power generators to? I mean, I guess we're going to just do it right here, but we don't want them to be exactly next to the generator, so I get a little bit of walking room. So let's do the biogas generator, I guess, next. And, oh, that's pretty cheap. I should have a piston runner somewhere. If not, I'll go steal a piston from my contraption out there. Or just craft one. There we go, some pistons. I need a cobblestone gear? Wait, what gear is this? It's a forestry gear. And then, oh, what? That's a bronze gear. Okay. I want the thermal expansion bronze gear because it's craftable. And I needed to craft 2 of those, but I can do the recipe. So that's right. No Man's
Oh,
Libs.
look, obsidian.
Yeah, I found some and I got it already.
Dab nabbit.
You can mine more if you want. I mean, we'll definitely use it.
No, my inventory's full. How do I get out of here?
Well, that might be a problem. Shoot, I need a wrench. Wrench.
Ow.
What mods do we have that have wrenches? Wow, we have enough.
Smile, you've got Frenchmen.
Laser wrench. I know, right? I'm gonna make the char set wrench because it's cheap. And I'm gonna trust Oz, he knows what he's doing.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to get his mods on Curse and he backed down, especially. He talked to Mojang and he completely wimped out on it. I'm like, come on.
Why did he wimp out after talking to Mojang?
The guy's really edgy about things, so he's like... We had him committed to Curse, then he backed out of Curse, then he talked to Mojang, now he's like, I'm not putting him on Curse now, because from what it sounds like is Mojang didn't give him a definitive answer whether or not you can put a mod on Curse and make money off of it. But I'm pretty sure if you have a large company like Curse that exists, then you can do that, because or else they would have been sued by Mojang by now. So even if he would have been breaking the way in the process, Mojang would have never came after him, because that's not his problem.
Does he make mods at all then?
I don't know. Like he's I think he's just confused, to be honest, because he doesn't know what's going on.
No, really? What gave it away?
It's not really his fault though. There's no solid guideline on what's going on. You have more wires.
What?
Wires. You got more.
Not on me, no.
Okay. Still, I kind of really wish he would stick his mods on Curse because he makes really good stuff. I mean, he makes phone fix, which, I mean, everybody will put in his pack, so he'll make money, which he's been having money problems. Just as bad as me, except, well...
Well, I found something we can use the mithril for.
Did you?
Yes.
Gears? Or casings?
Nope.
No? What's it for?
I'll surprise you. I think. If it doesn't blow up on my face. Again.
Oh.
Dab nabbit.
No, I was looking through the creative tab and I realized there's a whole bunch more new recipes for it now. You got rubber, so I can make some wires?
There's a crate down above the generator below.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's some. Why does that keep happening? Okay, so we want some wires. Yeah, I really do hope he eventually gets his mods on it. I mean, I know if he's not going to want to, he doesn't have to, but his logic for it is not solid, so... Because basically what it sounds like, he's wimping out because either he thinks there's ethical problems with it, and then he thinks there's legal problems with it. That's his new thing, is he thinks there's legal problems. And then, of course, he's probably going to, even if I got him past that, he'll flip back to the, oh, but it's unethical. And it's like, Wouldn't be so bad if he wasn't always talking about the fact that he's having trouble getting money. Okay, so we got this going. So now all we need to do is, get a servo for there, and then feed this lava.
Oh, I'll need a bloody emerald to do this.
Oh, wow, we haven't found any of those. And I think all the villagers died, so...
You killed them.
No. Those were zombies. And I'm definitely not bringing them back from zombies because that's expensive.
They were villager zombies, though.
There'll be more. They random spawn. So yeah, we want this. Oh yeah, it's working. So I don't know what the storage amount of this is, and I'll have to look around, but something tells me it's probably integer max. So it's just a very overpowered tank. But yeah, we got that in there. So now all we need to do is get lava fed to this guy. Which I think we can recycle the same fluid ducts for the same fluids, maybe? Can you do that?
Do what?
Use a fluid duct to transport more than one type of fluid? Or is it only...
Don't recommend that.
Okay, I'll avoid it then.
Fluid duct can only hold one type of fluid at a time.
Okay, then I'll just make a lever here. So we'll feed the lava in from the back then, and I'll have to think of some way to get lava to this guy.
How long does it take for canola seeds to grow?
I'm assuming the same as any other crop. Wait, what am I doing? Oh wait, no, that's right. I don't want to go move lava around with my wooden buckets because I'll catch on fire. I was like, oh, we could just use the wooden buckets. Like, oh no, that's not a good idea.
Dark.
What?
A dispenser.
Oh yeah, you can stuff items in people's inventories with dispensers. I forgot about that.
Where's Shadow?
But I think there's more evil things we can throw in people's inventories, like iridium ingots, or not iridium ingots.
No.
Plutonium.
Dude. Yeah, I did that to Black Shepherd.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. He kind of deserved that one though, so he brought it on himself. God, man, that was the most weaseling person I've ever met, and
he's probably watching your video.
Oh, I don't care. I legitly told him why we banned him. It's just we couldn't deal with him anymore. We gave him I mean, he evaded probably over 400 bans. Like any normal person would have been banned by then, but he managed to evade them all.
No, he didn't.
All but the last one. And even then, he
No,
actually
no.
circumvented that one.
You've been banned repeatedly before that. You
You-
didn't evade it. It's just fucking Dragon Lord and them
Yeah.
decided.
Okay, biogas generator's online. Yay, we have power. So, this should run.
Oh, hey, did you put the strainer base down here?
Yeah, it doesn't work though.
What does it do?
It's supposed to give us free resources and stuff. So, it'll give us dirt, gravel, sand, flint. I think it even picks up sticks in its base form. And then if you put bait in it, you'll get fish. But the dense nets don't do anything. And then the base nets are uncraftable. At least they're, as far as I can tell, they're uncraftable. What's a reservoir? Fluid vessel? Huh.
Wait, this strainer has no valid output
Yeah,
items.
so they're not functional. Supposedly you can, with the config file, you can mess with it, and I might go experiment with it locally and then give Drunk the configs. But yeah, so we got a power generator. All we have to do is keep it fed with stuff. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and close this episode out and then get started on the next one. So see you guys later.